Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today it is Tears Day. It is the 5th day of the month of Augustus, and the moon is waxing gibbous. It's getting there. It's almost full. It's going to be a big full moon very soon. So, I grabbed the maple runes today. I wonder if I can fit the maple runes. Why not? Let's do it. So let's see what message wants to come through today. I hope you're all well. We just came off of a long weekend where I am. We have a civic holiday every year on in August. It's like the beginning of August. And yeah. And of course that was on the Lunasaw, just on the edge of Lunasaw, because we had Lunasaw on Friday. So lots of fun. Very relaxing. Hope you're well. Okay. I think it's the first time I've used not birch runes on one of these little videos. Okay, so let's see what message it is that wanted to come through today. This is for whenever you find this video. For whoever this video is for, it's for whenever you find this video. So it may not be anywhere near when I have made this video, but it could be, it's just basically when you find it. And it's the right time. Central issue, we have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. This has to do with, it's not necessarily money, it has to do with, it's cattle. So it's whatever it is in your life that when you take care of it, will give your life richness and worth. You're basically thinking about that today. This is your focus at this point is maybe how can I increase the worth in my life, like increase the richness in my life. It may be about money, in fact, leading up to this, or even just like any sort of endeavor that you're starting that is like, let's increase the value of what you're doing. So we have Barkana, which is the rune of the birch tree. This is beginnings and birth. So you've just begun something. This has already happened. So you've just begun a new thing. You're unfurling, you're becoming, and you're also rebirthing in the world, but you've begun something new that's just happened. So now you're considering the value of it. You're sort of, I don't know if you're questioning it, but your mind is on the value and how can you make this more, bring more worth to it. Again, the cattle is the wealth that you tend. So you have to take care of it in order for it to give you the wealth and the worth and the value. But it's like a living sort of thing. So what's going to help you? So we have the blank rune, which is the blank rune, and we have Thurzaz. So because this is something really new, you don't have a context for this so much yet. So it's a good idea to first be very open to what you're seeing. Like, don't pre-assume what you're seeing and what you're working with, because you've never worked with this before. This is something brand new that you've started. What's going to help with that is we have Thurzaz, which is the rune of the challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. It is upright, so the door is open. So it's basically saying, commit to this, cross that threshold, make that commitment that you're going to be working on this. And that will help you then get your open mind about it and open up to what you're actually seeing, being very open to that. The other implied with the implied aspect of the blank rune is connection to the divine, whatever the divine is for you. So it's basically just to trust what you can't see, that is greater than you in terms of bigger and vaster, or your aspect of self that is bigger and vaster than your current focus, which may also be what you may think of as the divine. But basically to trust the universe in this, but also just to be open to what you're actually seeing and don't pre-assume about any of it. But most of all, what's going to help is just to embrace this as the challenge that is part of what you're beginning, and to cross that threshold, basically to be brave, embrace the challenge, and the door is open before you. So commit to that, step through, and then be open to what you're seeing, because that's how you're going to be able to get a better view of the value of what you're doing and how to increase that value, how to tend it better. What isn't going to help is we have Tivaz, which is the rune of Tears rune, and which is the rune of Tyr. Tivaz, which is Tears rune. Tyr is the warrior god, And he has to do with actually taking care of things that need to be taken care of. He has to do with taking care of duties and responsibilities, but also just driving forward on whatever quest you're on. Below that, what also isn't helping is just constant worries about, I'm going to read this a couple ways actually. Constant worries about, and this is Vunyo, it's the joy rune. So first of all, there's the worries about, yeah, but will I be happy? Yeah, but will I be happy? In this particular instance, I think what would be better is just to focus on being interested, being challenged, because the lower line is always the upper line is always the antidote to the lower line, and these are generally opposites. They read as opposites in the spread. So as far as, I'm worried about whether I'm going to be happy, what's more important now is embracing the challenge, because that's exciting. That's a fascinating thing. That's going to compel you. What also, though, isn't going to help is, I didn't really go into it, unfortunately. Here I go. We have Tears rune. So Tivaz has to do with picking up, driving forward. And I think this actually reads, well, in that these are the opposites. I think this is basically talking about you're beginning this new thing, and you're beginning it with preconceived notions about what needs to be done and what your role is going to be in it. So if you just drive forward and just plow into it, you might plow over what you need to be paying attention to that is different. It's not going to be exactly what you expect. There are going to be things that you need to be open for, and that you need to be open to, and to really see what actually is, to let that fog clear, and to allow for the fact that you don't know everything. You don't know what there is that's all involved with this. There's still some there's still some mystery, and you need to be open in order to pick that up. Like owning, let's say that it was cattle. Like maybe this is cattle. I probably not, but in this day and age, but who knows? So maybe there are things about taking care of cattle that you just assume. And if you just keep doing the things that you think are the things, you're going to miss some things that are really important about taking care of cattle that you wouldn't know until you were actually doing it. So to stay open to that, don't be super, super rigid as far as like, yeah, I'm going to drive forward, I'm going to do this thing. Because you might miss what you need to see in order to really bring out the value of what you're taking care of, what your cattle is, as far as what it can bring to you in your life to bring in richness and worth. I'm actually going to come back to Vunyo here as well. The other thing that I often see when I see Vunyo upright in the lower line as what isn't helping is a lot of people are very worried about being happy, or being too happy, as they may think. It's like, if I'm happy, that means something's going to happen to take that away from me. So there's always this sense of like, I don't want to be too happy, because if I'm happy, then you know what happens. It's like, well, but you enjoy it. All emotions are weather, and it's not, none of it's going to be permanent. Happiness, anger, fear, any of it is going to be a permanent state. So you need to just, for that fear, it's the same thing. It's like, let's just embrace the challenge, because there's going to be a lot that comes with it. It's not all going to be happiness. It's as long as, I think it was Georgia O'Keeffe who has this amazing quote, which please look up because I'm going to mangle it now. I'm going to try to paraphrase it, but it's basically like, happiness is fleeting. Seek to find something that is going to make you really, really interested, because that's what's going to drive you forward, is just being really, really interested in a thing. And that's really what this is going to be all about. So whether this is worries about whether you're going to be happy, or whether this is worries about whether you can keep the happiness that you might have, bring yourself back up to, but what this is really about is, and what's really going to help me is, in this point, committing to the thing, embracing the challenge, and stepping over that threshold into this new world in which this is going on, where I'm taking care of this. I've never done this before, and it's very exciting, and I can see all the value that there is to it. And just to reiterate these ones, if you feel like you just want to drive forward on it without reading the manual, take a moment and read the manual. But not only that, be open to what is actually happening, and be very aware of what you're taking care of to bring through value and worth and richness into your life, because it's going to educate you, and you need to be open to accept that. And also, of course, trust Trust the greater, the higher power, whatever that is for you. Trust the divine, whether this is higher self, whether this is deity, whether this is the universe, whether this is, whatever it is. What this is all going to lead you to is we have Nauthiz reversed. Nauthiz is the rune of need. It is reversed on the path line. And what this is basically saying, I'm going to read a couple ways. First of all, after this stage, you will be very aware of what you need to do, because this is critical. You're going to be very aware of what absolutely needs to be done, especially if you were open to things. Nauthiz always means tend to your needs, but when it's reversed, it means drop everything and tend to your needs as emergencies. So you will know how you're going to need to triage to make sure that you're taking care of things, to take care of them, and also to let it be so that these things can give you the most richness and value for your life. The other way I'm going to read Nauthiz reversed is after this step, you're also going to want to make sure that you're taking care of your own needs. You're going to be needing to turn that to yourself and making sure that you are prioritizing your needs, because it's the whole oxygen mask thing. Make sure that your own oxygen mask is in place before attempting to assist another. So that is the message that wanted to come through today. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.